And so, welcome viewers at CII Young Indians Career Pathshala episode 3. And today we have with us Subramaniam sir, who is a director in Cognizant. And the topic for the day is cyber security. And Career Pathshala in its third day has got a phenomenal response from the student fraternity. And to take we on the opening session was on the with Dr. Anand Deshpande and Mr. Lavanam, setting the context on employability. Yesterday we had a session on how to build the resume and how to face the interview. Today, we are starting our first industry expert talk on technology, and we thought of doing this with something which is relevant and coming in a big way for the industry. Cybersecurity is not an upcoming technology, it is always a business in place. And no better than Subramaniam sir, who has committed a good time of his life seeing this security and identification issues evolving and the need, and director of this vertical at Cognizant. So we really thank Subramaniam sir for taking out time and giving a consent कि वो हमारी career पाठशाला में आए. And the students who will be viewing this session will take an advantage. Not only the computer science IT student बल्कि mechanical, civil, electrical के भी अगर आप student हैं, cyber security क्या होता है, we will try to cover it in general, but we will also try to go a bit deeper for some students taking in the questionnaire model. So we also have with us Shreya Bansal, again a student of Ellen City College, and she is also the Yuva head for climate change, a vertical of YI. And we also have a lot of students from across 50 cities of CII Young Indians Yuva chapter. And YI is all about creating leadership, and youth leadership is one of the important vertical, an important area where we work for. So on behalf of CII Young Indians, YI Bhopal chapter, and all the students, I express my gratitude to Subramaniam sir and welcome him with all my regards to this show. I request Shreya also to welcome sir and introduce the speaker for the day. Shreya, over to you.
A very good afternoon to you, sir, today. I wholeheartedly welcome you on Career Pathshala on behalf of whole student body. It is a great privilege to have you here to guide us in every way on today's topic. Thank you so much, sir, for taking out time to mentor all the viewers watching us today. Subramaniam sir has over 23 years of IT industry experience. He has demonstrated through successful engagements in BFS and healthcare domains. Sir has IT risk and control domain knowledge through a wide experience on multiple strategic programs. Subramaniam Sir has delivered critical success stories in identity and access management, ops risk reporting, and risk management. Sir is currently functioning as a competency delivery manager for Cognizant's identity and access management, COE responsible for capacity and capability building for all things IAM. I welcome you again, sir. We are so delighted to have you on board with us today. I got a lot of messages from my friends asking different questions and relevance of today's topic.
Thank you so much, Anuj sir. Thank you so much, Shreya, and welcome all to this live session. I'll put forward what is cybersecurity and why is it so important, and what is there in it for all of us. What are the benefits of pursuing a career in cybersecurity, and what are the various things that each one of us as a student should have to pursue this career. And when I say as a student, it does not only include the audience here, it also includes me, because learning never stops. So further to what Shreya has said, I too have graduated from an engineering college. I too went through the campus recruitment. I also started my career as a trainee, then did application development, then moved on to testing, then did functional analysis, then into the lead roles. And slowly, as experience increases and as you show your competency, you will rise up the career ladder. So it's very nice to talk to you, and I hope that this session provides you a window into what exactly cybersecurity is and why is it so relevant. So we can have this question and answers towards the end of the session, wherein I will try my best to resolve all the queries that you have. Okay. So,
Sure, sir.
So definitely,
so
cybersecurity is one of the important areas, and in a generalized way, we would definitely want like to know what it is and why it is very important. So we
yeah, yes, sure, sir. Sure, sir. So let me start with what exactly is cybersecurity. So students and all our esteemed guests, cybersecurity is nothing but securing your computer systems. And when I say securing your computer systems, it comprises of two parts. First is the physical security. Obviously, we have physical security at our home. In your college, you have physical security in your lab, and so on and so forth. But more important than physical security is information security. Whatever data that is available in today's internet world, obviously you cannot have that data available to people who should not be having access to that, right? For example, if I have a passport details, it is there. My passport details are there with the government of India in the passport office, and it is there with me. It is not supposed to be shown to everybody else. So there needs to be some security mechanisms in place in the computer world, in the internet world, such that only those people who need it should get it. Hence, the securing of the information that is available on the internet, securing of information that is available in the office environment, securing information that is available on any computer system is of utmost importance. And how do you enable that security? How do you ensure that the right people have the right access? And how do you ensure that the right data is shown to the right people? All this comprises of cybersecurity. Okay, so cybersecurity is nothing but an application of technologies, processes, and controls that protect your IT systems, that protect your network, that protect your programs, that protect your devices, and more importantly, that protect your data. Right? Now, why is cybersecurity so important? For example, in this COVID world, when everybody is working from home, when everyone is connected over the internet, then thieves are everywhere. You can have physical thieves stealing physical things, or you can have thieves who will hack into your computer systems, who can hack into your mobile, who can hack into the computer systems of your enterprises or colleges, and then steal the data. They can take the data and they can hold you to ransom. They can malign you in the social world. They can ask you for enormous amount of money. So you need to protect yourself and you need to protect the information that is so valuable to you. And that is what that science of protection is nothing but cybersecurity. Okay. It is slightly different from information security because information can be on a physical medium. For example, if you throw your Aadhaar card or if you lose your Aadhaar card, then it is actually an information leakage wherein they know that hey, you have lost your Aadhaar card and somebody can impersonate you. But the same Aadhaar card, if it is on your computer system, then that leakage can spread everywhere, and hence that is the difference between cyber security and information security. Okay, so let's if I can. So in today's world, what is happening is because everyone is connected, the systems are connected. People are using heavily mobiles. People are using uh, computer networks to connect and to do things. There are obviously bad people in the world who want to exploit this and who want to extract maximum mileage of it. So the people who are doing these cyber attacks are obviously engineers who know computer systems well, and they are doing it with increased sophistication. And when they do that with increased sophistication, they are attacking computer systems across the world. And what will happen is the cost of repaying the damage is extremely high. You have reputational damage, you may lose business. Sometimes there are cyber attacks wherein they take away the all the good things that you do and give it to your competitor, such that you go bankrupt. And there is enormous social and financial impact. So what is happening is there is there are legal implications as well, because if some of your IP, which is some of your inventions, are lost, then what will happen is you have a loss of opportunity. You may not be able to run your businesses. You may lose the leverage of being something special in this world. And there are many people, many entities which have gone bankrupt because of these cyber attacks. And the worst part of it for individuals like you and me is that they may hack into your mobile, they may take your photographs, they may morph it, and they may do all the dirty things that are possible. So there are definitely bad people out there, and hence the need to protect ourselves from such data and privacy breaches is extremely important. And as you can see, last year alone, there was a $6 trillion loss due to cyber attacks. And this is enormous. And hence, everybody has to operate in a elevated risk, such that whatever we do on the internet, whatever we do on the IT systems is protected. And that is where the cybersecurity professionals come in. And that is why the cybersecurity professionals are in demand. And we look at young engineers like you to see this as a good opportunity for very high level of sophisticated work, as well as a very promising career. Okay. So as I said, our network connectivity, when I say that everybody is connected in this world through some means of the other, so our network connectivity is rapidly increasing, and so is the level of cybersecurity attacks. And because of that, the good guys want more and more cybersecurity measures to be put in place, and hence there is a lot of job opportunities in cybersecurity. One of the important things is that you cannot outsource, or you cannot tell somebody to implement cybersecurity in your own house, right? So what is required is each one of us has to know what are the minimum things that are required to do system hardening. System hardening is nothing but ensuring that your IT systems are leak proof. Okay. So while all of us should have that minimum knowledge, and because this is a highly interconnected world, economies run on e-business today. So, and then the level of sophistication of the attacks just keep on increasing and increasing. So when you take up cybersecurity as a career, what will happen is you get to solve complex technical problems. You always are on the path of learning and learning something new, relearning, and you will always be in the path of keeping up to date in the ever-growing field of IT. And obviously, there is always high demand for these cybersecurity personnel, and top talent in cybersecurity always draw huge salaries. So, from an opportunity perspective, this is like a gold mine. We need very bright engineers who can tap this potential, and the scope is unlimited. And sometimes what happens is you get to become a hero or a savior for an enterprise if you are able to thwart a cyber attack. So the amount of visibility that you get is phenomenal.
So I think cybersecurity in modern times is like a defense mechanism for industries and for IT world and even the government. So
Yeah, exactly.
the type of importance which it is getting. So recently we have the news of Twitter accounts getting hacked by the people, and they asked for ransom monies. And even Cognizant was in news for some cyber attacks,
Yes.
and
Yes.
the cyber threat defense solution which Cognizant has, and the way it came up. So it is really every day people would like to attack you, and you have to have a mechanism to protect you.
Correct.
So
Correct.
definitely the relevance of cyber security is very much because the data is the information, and information is very important, very critical for businesses and even governments to run. And in fact, talking on a general perspective, sir, अभी election होने वाले हैं. So it can be seen that maybe in future there could be, in the COVID crisis, India as a country is not prepared for with the IT to conduct elections online. But, uh,
Agreed.
but 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 many countries are thinking like US election is there. So again, the cyber attack and malforging even can create uh, just pushing out the government. So the need and importance of cyber security, which I can understand with your talk, to summarize in a simple language to student, is if IT is required, then cyber security has to be there, sir.
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely required. If you have any IT device in your at your home or at the office place, it needs to have a security in place. And right now, it is not only the cyber attacks, but social engineering, which is also a type of cyber attack, is increasing day by day. In the last elections, when the Trump got elected, there was a huge FBI level investigation whether the population of the country or whether the voters were socially engineered to believe that the opposition is not good. So algorithms are being developed on how to detect manipulative social engineering methods. They may seem very, very simple at face value. Those messages may seem very innocent, but slowly over a period of time, those very messages actually influence human minds. Now, how do you block them? How do you try to identify them? So that is the new area of focus in the cybersecurity world.
And definitely you have to be an expert in the field so that you can counter attack a hacker on the other side, or a malign person, like who has some intentions of taking out the information. So definitely this field is a very, I can take it as a gamified field of playing levels of security, and like people who have I think it's quite an exciting career opportunity for
Yes,
viewers, for students who want to make career, who it's challenging, and every day you have a new challenge and you have to fight, and like you are a warrior, or you are a savior of information. There will be attacks and you have to defend yourself, and maybe also make some counter attack mechanisms so people cannot just enter easily.
yes,
So sir,
yes, sir.
yes sir. So taking it forward, like your more guidance on how the important this field is of cybersecurity and the typical cybersecurity issues we have. Uh,
Yes, yes.
yes,
So, if we go into the typical
yes,
cybersecurity offerings, actually, at the underlying is your infrastructure security, which infrastructure can be your what do you say? It can be your hardware setup, it can be your computer room, and within that, I know it is physical security, but still it is infrastructure. And then what is very important is your network security. So first you need to have stable and robust networks. Network is nothing but a communication mechanism between two computers, or a communication mechanism between a set of computers. So now how do you ensure that people don't hack into that network layer is part of the infrastructure security. Now as we know, there are 7 layers of security. The lowest is your in this world is your network security, and the highest comes to your application security. So once you are sure that there is enough measures in place to ensure that people just don't hack into your IP address, people don't hack into your network. So that is the basic level of security that needs to be done. And after that, at the application layer and at the router level, at your DNS level, at your Wi-Fi connectivity level, at your modem level, at your devices, you also need to ensure that there is a threat and vulnerability focus. There has to be a focus to ensure that there is that we are able to first of all identify what are our vulnerabilities in the system. For example, if I write a computer program and if somebody is able to hack into that computer program, let us assume I have a computer program which displays on the screen hello world. If a cyber attack person comes in, and then the application or the code should be strong enough such that he's not able to change the message. It should not be like hello world becomes a hello monster. It should not be like that. So there is even at the program level, there has to be mechanisms in place, and there are programming standards which is an established science, and people in this domain will definitely get to understand. And once people choose this career, we will definitely train them. So how do you identify vulnerabilities in your IT system? And once you identify those vulnerabilities, then you will know that, hey, there could be a threat from somebody who is going to exploit my vulnerability and thereby do an attack. So there are products, there are mechanisms in place to do a threat and vulnerability management. So this needs to be run 24/7 in enterprise systems, and all major IT systems, whether it is Google, whether it is your internet www, or whether it is any office or college system, they always have 24/7 applications in place whose only job is to check whether there is any unwarranted attack that is being attempted. So that is what is called threat and vulnerability management. So you try to keep the bad guys away as far as possible. So that is the step number one. Once you ensure that your doors are closed, then you can also have people inside the room or inside the organization who can be the bad people, or who may be good people but have bad intentions, or there could be people who are naive, who are innocent, who may not know that, hey, sharing my friend's Aadhaar card ID is not a good thing. There are many people who may not even know. They will say that, hey, anyways, you have shared with me, let me share it with somebody else. So that level, that is what is called, so ensuring that the right people have the right access is the concept called digital identity. So for example, when I am a college student, I will have a roll number, I will have a batch number, and maybe my college will have a fingerprint scanner saying that, okay, when I put my thumb, it'll open the door for me. Now, how does that happen? When I put my thumb imprint goes into the computer system. The computer system is able to match my thumb with a valid roll number. And only when it is mapped to a valid roll number, then the computer will know that, oh, this roll number is valid, and hence he is a valid student and is a bona fide student, and let's open the door. So this is the simplest form of digital identity. Now, within that, you have lots. So I can be a student, I can be a lecturer, I can be a head of the department, I can be a director, or I can be the owner of the college. So once my identity is established, I will have necessary access to different systems. As a student, I will have access only to the classroom, and maybe to the library. As if I am a professor, then I will have access to the research papers. If I am the principal, I may have access to other colleges. If I am the uh, in the management or committee, then maybe I will have access to the to directly talk to the government. So all depends on my digital identity. Digital identity is nothing but who am I in the internet world. So, and this is a big science in itself. And there are many companies investing millions and millions of dollars to ensure that the digital identity is protected and the digital identity is maintained. Another type of security that is extremely important is data protection and privacy. What does that mean? Suppose I am going into Amazon and I'm placing an order for a book. When I place the order in the book, I specify my credit card and I specify a certain amount, specify the cost of the book, and I hit a submit button. When I hit a submit button, it goes through my router onto the internet, and then it goes into the firewall of the Amazon system, and then it goes into their inventory and selling application, right? Now, so there is a lot of traffic. It passes through various gateways. We do not want people to be intercepting my data during this journey and stealing my credit card details. So that is what is called data protection across on the internet. Now, if I compare the same thing within the enterprise, for example, I am in a college. When I am in a college, I have access to the college information system. As a student, I should be seeing only my data. I should not be able to see the evaluation scores of other students. Point number one. I should not be able to see the evaluation, the scores of my own sheet, but being done by my professor, but not yet finalized. Only when the professor wants the result to be published should I be able to see. So that is what is called data protection. In a bank, as an example, the CEO may be able to see the risks that are associated with providing a loan to a customer. Whereas a clerk, due to financial confidentiality, should not be able to be provided an opportunity to see those risks. Because what will happen? The clerk with his immature mind can spread the word that, hey, you are not a good customer, and then things may go bad. So at a data level, protection is required, and hence data protection and privacy is extremely important. But overarching for all of this, whether it is threat or whether it is digital identity or whether it is data protection and privacy, the most important and at a high level, what you need is a set of rules. What are the set of rules that govern my cyber security space? These rules can be specific to your organization, and there are certain rules that are specified by the government, and there are certain rules which are specified by the industry. As an example, if you take a bank, there could be a rule that, okay, a person who has the authority to approve a check should not have the authority to withdraw money at the same time. So which basically means that I cannot write my own check. And I should not be allowed to approve my own check, and I should not be allowed to withdraw money on my own check, which I myself have approved. Okay, so this is a rule. So that is why you will have one person writing a check. It will go for approval to person B, and then you take the check and go to person C, and he will again validate the check, and then he will give you the money. So this is a process, and this is a rule, and this rule is set not by the bank, but it is set by the RBI. So RBI is the central authority, or let us say the business which sets the rule and which is followed by every bank. And then you may have a government rule saying that if a person is going into a bank and is withdrawing money, then obviously he cannot withdraw all the money in this world, or cannot withdraw all the money in his account and then ship it or transfer it to an overseas account. So that could be a government rule. because the government may think that, hey, if you ship money to Seychelles, or if you ship money to Pakistan, or if you ship money to Dubai, maybe it is illegal. So those are government rules. So governance, risk, and compliance is nothing but a set of rules that are defined by your own company, by the industry, and by the government. And once those rules are set, then according to those rules, you have to do your threat and vulnerability management, you have to do your digital identity, and you have to do your data protection and privacy. One of the interesting things under data protection and privacy is that you not only have to encrypt your data at rest, but you also have to encrypt your data in motion, such that your static data as
Yes,
well as
there
your
was.
data on the internet is protected.
So,
Okay.
taking forward, you very well told about the what cybersecurity is, its importance, and its ever-changing domain. Cybersecurity, the rules and the definitions today will be obsolete in maybe 2 years, 4 years, or even 2 months. You never know. So it is really exciting to know in depth about how the cybersecurity layers mechanism work. And Subramaniam sir has also given a very good definition in our own terms of understanding cybersecurity and the levels of authentication or rights people can get through the example of college and bank, which is very vivid. And now taking it forward, sir, like I would like to ask two questions, like why a career in cybersecurity, and why a person should use cybersecurity as a career, and what are the key skills required, or yeah, so you have a slide, yes. So it's
Yes,
great
sir.
that there is a so these were actually based on some discussions I had with Subramaniam sir. So we thought of definitely covering these areas, and then we'll be opening up for more questions. So yes, we want to know more about कि कौन सी skill चाहिए if I'm a mechanical or an electrical engineer or a computer science engineer, how it is going to make it a difference. So also friends, I would like to give a small message that your engineering would be of 3 to 4 years, but your career is of 40 years, of 30 years, what you want to make. So don't put yourself on a color of, say, a circuit branch or a core branch or a computer science branch. Your only branch should be a branch which is a never learning branch. I think what Subramaniam sir has studied in his college days, or what Shreya is studying today, might not be relevant to the industry. And even today, Subramaniam sir would be going and reading an article about the new cybersecurity attack and the new possible thing, because the Cognizant looks at him for maintaining and managing a lot of the work areas or verticals where he's a director for. So updating and upskilling ourselves is very important. But still, what are the basic skills required कि हम एक अच्छे cyber security में अपना एक long term career बना सकते हैं, and what could be the possible paths, and most importantly, what could be the future holding for in the cyber security. So Subramaniam sir, I request you to please address these issues and these areas of our we want to have more knowledge on this.
Yes, sir. So cybersecurity is always there and will always continue to be, as long as people use computers, people use handheld devices and are on the internet. Cybersecurity, and we use IT systems, cybersecurity is definitely there. And with more and more adoption, the need for cybersecurity increases, and hence the job demands also keep increasing. And with the threats, the type of threats that keep changing every day, every now and then, it becomes imperative that we are always up to date on these fields, and we always keep ourselves on the edge of learning and on the edge of cybersecurity delivery. Now, so hence, this is a very promising field. Brilliance is always rewarded, and you definitely get top dollars and a very good career if you want to move into this field of cybersecurity. Now, what is it that takes? to become a good cybersecurity expert. Now, all of us are from engineering colleges, and we have cracked the entrance exam, which proves that yes, academically we are very bright, and more importantly, we have very good aptitude skills. The reason why aptitude skills is extremely important because we have to be very nimble on our feet and very quick in our thinking to identify a potential cyber threat and to quickly identify what could be the solution for such a cyber threat. So, and that comes with aptitude. Technology, subject, those all become are secondary. But ability to think in a very logical manner is extremely important. Second is there are many people who just come there, come to the office, just do their job, and then go away. That is not what makes a cybersecurity expert. We first have to understand why are we doing that job? Why is the company paying me to do a certain job, right? So there is obviously a business impact. So that understanding of the business impact is extremely important. And then some basic knowledge of how computers work. You need not be a computer science engineer. You need not be a PhD scholar. Any engineering branch student can pick up cybersecurity skills. The reason is that most of the companies provide training on how to become a cybersecurity professional, how to become a cybersecurity expert. Of late, many colleges are also saying so. This field is open for anyone. Now, as part of this learning, some amount of computer knowledge is required, and some amount of scripting is also required. When I say scripting, we should know what is Java, we should or maybe .NET, or maybe PL SQL, or shell scripting, or Unix. So some amount of computer awareness and how a computer works is required. Now, if people are coming from completely non-IT related fields, that is also okay because learning computer science is not, or computer language is not difficult. As long as you have the aptitude, you are more than welcome to take it forward. So now, once you join the a cybersecurity role, once you end up in a cybersecurity role, you can do enhanced application development, application maintenance of existing security products. You will be implementing software which will help enhance the cybersecurity of your systems, and you can grow in that ladder. Some of the typical jobs are that you can be a penetration tester. What exactly is penetration testing? Penetration testing is nothing but punching, finding flaws in your code such that you are able to identify security loopholes, security gaps, such that people don't steal information by writing another program which will read your program and steal information. So that is what is called penetration testing. You can be a security systems administrator, and then you can be a forensic computer analyst. And this forensic is also extremely interesting. For example, 2 days ago or 3 days ago, I was hearing the news that somebody threatened somebody on Twitter. The person who got threatened filed a police complaint. The police arrested the person, the culprit, somewhere in some remote corner of the country. Now, how did they find? They found it by doing forensic analysis. They found out by tracing the person who received the message, by tracing the IP addresses, by tracing the servers, by tracing the mobile networks, and finally they found out, hey, who has actually created this message. So all that comes under forensics. And then you can grow in your ladder to become a IT security consultant, wherein you will be advising people. And then the ultimate is that you become the chief information security officer of a large enterprise. So this is a very promising career. The best brains definitely will have a lot of good challenges thrown at them. They will definitely accomplish all of them, and then the sky is the limit. And hence, you also get very good salaries if you get onto this cybersecurity path.
Definitely a salary and an ever learning environment, and a challenging, and these are probably the things which is also taking you high, Subramaniam sir, that you it's quite exciting to come up and face a new challenge. It's like discovering a new drug, and there's a
Yes,
COVID
sir.
every month in IT.
Yes, sir.
So I was just
Yes,
talking
sir.
to one of the panel, and the amount of threats and amount of attacks IT is prone to, especially the government department. And in fact, we also, as young Indians, were trying to raise voice on the making our government portal cyber is secure, so that the phishing attacks and could be eliminated. So also
Yes,
would
sir.
like to know the future. You have really given a very good insider that Subramaniam sir, that any graduate, whether you are a mechanical or you are an engineer or not, it doesn't matter. Even if you're from MCA, but you have an aptitude and you have
Yes,
a basic knowledge of computer science, and you want to have an interest that how the business get impacted, and you know a basic of some scripting languages, you can learn and take this path. It's not about
yes,
how strong your boat is, it's important how you can row your boat in deep waters. तो मतलब
exactly.
ये नहीं है कि आप बस give me a strong boat, I can go to the ocean or cross the river. Ultimately you have to row your boat. So
Yes,
rowing is important, understanding the streams of water is important, and once you are
yes, sir.
into the river, there is always only one thing left to row. Otherwise,
Yes,
you
sir.
will perish.
Yeah, I
So,
have also come across, sir. I have also come across students in the in our engineering colleges who have taken some interest into this, and they are actually participating in the bug bounty programs. Bug bounty, like for
yes,
example, Facebook or Apple, they have this bug bounty, and there are specific websites. I will get those websites shortly, but wherein their job is to identify flaws in the system, and that is the first thing of a penetration tester, and they are actually earning income while still in the college.
yes. So you for finding faults, attacking the organizations call you these days. You please attack our systems. Please make penetrate, try to hack our systems so that we can know how secure we are. So,
Yes,
so I think the power of internet and networking also lies in the loopholes which are left, and with the support of cyber security, things are evolving, going to the fourth to fifth generation of business, the 5G which is coming up. It cannot hold with the bound with the protection of cyber security and making the network more secure. So
yes,
also sir, what would be the upcoming trends as the next slide goes कि अब आगे क्या है cyber security में, so that a person like you knows the things in advance. So how what we also discussed about the various career paths possibly available. The friends and students, these are the things if you want to express in your campus placements or in your life to become a successful career expert. These are the things which you are directly getting from the best in industry. So what is the future of all the upcoming trends? Let's throw some light, and then we come back to the main topic and have some questionnaire. Sir, I think there is some. Yes.
hello, am I
Yes,
audible?
sir. Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
you are audible now.
Sir, one thing is cloud security. The reason why I'm saying cloud security is that while the Amazon Web Cloud, AWS, which is the short form of Amazon Cloud, as well as Azure, which is Microsoft Cloud, as well as GCP, which is Google Cloud Platform. While these cloud platforms are there since many years, maybe 10 years or 15 years, the adoption is right now increasing. So, because previously all the companies used to have their application systems in their own servers, right now they do not want to carry that infrastructure cost. So everything is right now is moving on to cloud. Now, how do you protect your applications on cloud is one of the current in-demand things. So while the cloud as an infrastructure, the Amazon, the Microsoft, and Google provide the basic security covering, how do you ensure that your application security is maintained is something which is in hot demand right now.
I think there's a cyber security issue, and we are losing sir, and because of the internet issue. But we are getting a lot of good comments from students. After this, probably slide will go back and take the queries. The students, this session is an important one. If you anytime in your campus placement would attend, you can definitely quote that yes, you have learned this. And cyber security is an upcoming area of generating a lot of jobs. So we hold that before we again can connect with sir and get some more guidance and take your queries. Uh, Technology demands are always there, and these things do happen in an online thing. And it used to happen when I have the best speakers in my college. So we have the mic not working or the electricity going down. So we have learned from him that cybersecurity could be an area which is possibly uh, taken care by any student, and also the type of jobs which are available in cybersecurity, and the technologies which are upcoming, the nature of jobs which within cybersecurity you can make, and also uh, on what is the future technology which is available. And we have sir back. So I was just giving the summary and just trying to recollect of all the knowledge, and it is all okay sir, I understand, because of the internet bandwidth issues, flicking and work from home. And to be at the position where the Subramaniam sir is, he has to at times work in the western clock zone also, and for that the sun never sets down. So the moment it
Yes,
goes
sir.
down in India, the clients in US gets up and the call goes on.
Yeah.
So sir, we
Yeah.
are all
So,
set,
so sorry,
and
sir. Very
it's
sorry for
okay.
the network disturbance. My apologies. So, I think
We were talking
we were.
about the future of cloud security in
Yes.
Amazon, Google,
Yeah.
and Microsoft.
So yes. So first is securing your applications on cloud is the in thing right now, because though the cloud as an infrastructure was existing, the adoption is increasing in these days. That is the in thing. In the future, and actually the work is already underway, is about uh, data analytics. For example, if I am a user, people want intelligent systems to understand my user behavior. I can be a bank employee, I can be a student, I can be an IT professional, I can be in any industry. When I am using a computer system, what is how am I behaving? Am I trying to, as a simple example, am I trying to get access to a specific application or a specific system to which I should not be having access? Maybe I'm just trying 100 times to log in. Maybe 100 times I'm trying to search, hey, what is it that my professor is currently doing? Right? So this is based on data. I am not violating any principles, but what is happening is I am trying to hack into a system, or I'm trying to do something fishy. So this, although this does not raise any red signals, there are algorithms being developed which will identify a pattern of behavior of a person using an IT system. So that requires enormous amount of data, and then analyzing the data such that some meaningful patterns or some meaningful behavioral patterns come out is is something that many organizations are currently doing. And once they have not yet cracked it. So that is what I am calling as data analytics. Once the data analytics is done, and once we are able to formulate some models of user behavior, then we can use these models and fit in the past historical data and try to predict upcoming threats and potential vulnerabilities. So that is a mixture of immense knowledge of cybersecurity, data analytics, and artificial intelligence. All these three will eventually come together. Not now, we have not cracked the puzzle yet, but studies are underway. How do you detect user behavior? So that is going to be the future.
With cybersecurity, data analysis, and AI.
Yes, all three coming together to further improve your cyber threat detection and cyber threat prevention.
Great, sir. So I'm just noting and putting it as a um, as a quotation. So yes, that holds as a future for people, and definitely cybersecurity with the analysis and AI can predict. So probably a person who's trying to attack the system will know that yes, you are vulnerable, and he may attack you to so again rechange, and there will be a continuous defense mechanism working before the attack happens. So it's like some missiles
Yes, sir.
coming, and before they hit the earth, they are you can track them with the energy, and you can just destroy them in the air. So it's great and
Yes, sir.
phenomenal. I'm quite excited, provided my learning capabilities are there. I can explore this as a very good career option for, but for students
Yes, sir.
like Shreya, this cyber security is an upcoming option, and the way the in-depth analysis which you have given. So let's take a couple of questions. Shreya, you have something to ask? Please
Yes, sir.
go ahead.
I have a question to ask. So, what kind of prerequisite knowledge we will require to enter into the cybersecurity world?
Okay. So the prerequisite knowledge is
So
some amount of
actually, this
computer
is
knowledge.
something what actually can help you to being a cyber secure, because sir has already
Yeah.
told that any graduate can be a cyber secure expert. So what addition, if you want to be a cyber security expert, what additional knowledge you that helps you?
Okay. So the
Like
first
different
and
language.
yes. So the first and utmost thing is that we should have some analytical thinking. That power of analytical thinking and logical aptitude is required, because for those who do not know computer science at all, people think that a computer is a very intelligent machine, whereas it has zero intelligence. We have to instruct the computer in the simplest language on what to perform. So, and that comes with logical and analytical thinking. So, since all of us have cracked entrance exams, have come here and are doing good studies, so I'm sure that all of us have that. Second is some amount of scripting knowledge is required. For example, we should know either C, C++, or any one is required. So if you know one, you definitely can pick up others. So it is not that there is a specific set that is mandatory. No. Once you start your career, you will eventually learn, because learning never stops. So some amount of scripting is required, and in all our colleges, C or C++ is being taught, so that should be fine. Okay, and then eagerness to learn.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay, yeah.
So we also have few questions on
Uh,
uh,
sir, I had another question. Sir,
yes, go ahead.
how do you prevent cyber attacks?
How can you prevent cyber attacks? The first thing that I tell my daughter is, I have two school-going daughters. The first thing that I tell is, do not do anything that invites a cyber attack. For example, if she is on Facebook or if she is on WhatsApp, I say do not post your pictures, right? So self-defense is the first. Second is, what are the things that you need to prevent a cyber attack? on a personal, in your personal home, you ensure, I'm giving you examples, okay? In your personal home,
Okay.
ensure that your router, your wireless is password protected so that only your mobile phone can get connected. You don't want somebody on the street to connect to your Wi-Fi network, right? So
Right, sir.
that is one. Second, you, for the same Wi-Fi, it has an identifier, right? So don't let that identifier be known to the outside world, so that otherwise people will even try to hack into your Wi-Fi network by guessing your password, right? Third is, third is do not uh, do not store do not store documents without any password, right? So
Okay.
ensure that you keep changing your password, make it increasingly complex. So these are some of the things that you can do at your own individual capacity. Now, when you go into the enterprise or when you go into an office, you will have firewalls in your network. You will also have firewalls on your personal computer. Firewall is nothing but a prevention mechanism to prevent unauthorized accesses. So in a network, or in, let's say, in the office, you will have network security, and then you will have your own identity. And based on your identity, your job definition is found out. And based on your job definition, you will have access to some systems. You will not have access to some systems. Now, whether how and all this is done by cybersecurity folks, providing you access, not providing you access, what level of access you require, what level of access inside your computer network, who not to allow, all this is done by your cybersecurity folks.
Okay. Thank you
Okay,
so much,
so
sir. I'll
this is how
surely
you
implement.
prevent your cyber attack. In
Yes,
spite of that,
and
people are smart enough. People
hmm.
sometimes steal your colleague's password and then get in. So that is where, as a human, as an individual, we all have to have some that self-discipline, not to share passwords and
Right,
not
sir.
to create easily guessable passwords.
Yes, sir. All right, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay,
And
thank you.
you rightly pointed out something very important is the identification access management. So IAM is something. This is for all the students who would like to say in the interviews or in the coming field that I am a cyber security expert. And the interviewer, if probably you are into the final rounds of a higher package, maybe Subramaniam sir would be taking your interview, and then he can ask you, okay, what are the mechanisms you would follow to prevent cybersecurity attack in your home? So these are all the answers now given by sir. So, and in case you are attending a Cognizant interview, please you can quote. I heard it from Subramaniam sir. So no one
Yes,
can
yes,
then deny about the
yes,
expertise.
yes,
So
yes,
I am
bringing
going
the
to do
yes.
lighter
that,
mode
sir.
to the conversation as we are about to the closure of the thing, there are a good number of questions coming in. But there is a question which is always being asked by students. So, what happens to cyber security? It is a very attractive branch to bring students to college, especially with colleges which are offering multidiscipline. And if you go and take admission and there is a computer science with cyber security and these options, so people get tempted. Yes, let's do it. So how and what is the minimum if someone is actually studying cybersecurity? So what are the possible good reference websites you can give them, which are easily freely available? And what is the minimum knowledge? Suppose someone is doing MTech in cybersecurity or BTech in cybersecurity. So what type of minimum exposure knowledge he should gain so that he can say, yes, I have done a graduation or a post graduation program in cybersecurity. So, what is the minimum industry expectation if you hire someone only on the lines of cybersecurity, sir?
Okay, see, when we hire, see, it depends upon the grade or the role in which we hire. But before that, I will come. One of the good sites or training sites for cybersecurity is Udemy. We can go into Udemy, udemy.com, and there, if you type in the word cybersecurity, you will get tons of trainings. training materials, and then most of it is free, and you can enroll and learn. So internet and Google is the best way for you to get your hands on to understand what is cybersecurity. And Udemy, Simply Learn are very good avenues for learning. Second is if when we recruit from colleges, we go with the understanding that cybersecurity is new for the student, and hence we look for aptitude and some scripting knowledge to hire people, and that depends upon the roles that they will be performing. If we are going to hire people, let's say an MTech student or a PhD student into cybersecurity world as a IT security consultant or as an architect, then our questions will be around, hey, how do you set up enterprise architecture for security? Can you tell us what is the definition of authentication, authorization? How many levels of authorization do you have? How do you ensure authentication in a highly connected world? And there is a concept called federation, wherein, for example, you can see that when there are many websites which ask which before they allow you in, ask you to sign in through your Google account, right? So your Google password, your Google account is used to get into third-party websites. So that is the concept called federation. So now, how do you ensure federation? How do you ensure data privacy in all of this? How do you ensure that when one site is talking to the other side, data is not breached? So we go deeper and deeper as the role becomes important and important. So, but fundamental, what I'm trying to say is that the basics have to be very clear on in whatever subject that we are studying. In whatever subject we are studying, the basics have to be very, very clear. For example, those who are studying computer science, they should be absolutely clear on data structures. They should be absolutely clear on memory management, right? People who are studying on civil engineering, their fundamentals have to be very clear. If I ask a civil engineering student that, hey, tomorrow when you get a job in Larsen and Toubro, as an example, and if that gentleman asks you, hey, can you tell me the composition of concrete? Then it should come like second nature, right? So what I'm saying is, as long as our a person's fundamentals are clear, they will be able to glide through the interviews, and based on the role, the depth of those questions will increase.
So yes, Shreya, you have a question to ask.
Yes, sir. Sir, I have heard that Linux is more safe than Windows when it comes to threats and everything.
Yes, yes. In a way, it is correct. Windows is it's a difficult and system that has been created. Now, Microsoft has there is a perception that yes, Windows is not as strong as Linux. The best that has ever been produced by the Microsoft world was Windows NT, but unfortunately, they have discontinued it. But yeah, the number of cyber attacks on Linux are fairly less.
So one,
Thank
we are taking some questions from the audience also. So Smriti Kumari has a question about how do we come to know that any link is malicious as they look very normal. So it's a general question for all people, like how to understand some link coming in is malicious or can prone to access our data or device. So any
Okay.
general
Okay. So, okay. If you are suspecting something to be malicious, don't click on it. So that's safety is the best thing. As an example, for let's say we are all students of LNCT College. Let us assume that my website is www.lnct.co.in, or let's say it's lnct.org. Right now, suppose you get a link saying that it's www.mycollege.lnct.co.in. Then It should provide you a indicator that hey, there is nothing called my college within LNCT. Okay, LNCT itself is a college. So first you should read your URL, and if that link gives you some doubt, then do not click. Point number one. Point number two is do not open emails or do not open any message from unknown sources. So always avoid that. Even in our office, we have strict instructions that always look at the URL. So it is www.cognizant.com. If you see any spelling mistake wherein an I is missing or an N is missing, do not click on that. Okay, so, and if observing the URL is the first step. Second, do not open any. Sorry, I'll tell you. First step is do not open any emails that you are not aware of. Okay. Once you open that email, if you find any links which are weird, which you have not heard of, do not open. So this is prevention.
Sure, sir. So, coming back to the next question, it's technical. I don't know much about, but which is more secure, HTTPS or HSTS? Also, where HSTS is used. I don't know what this HSTS is, sir. Ria Jain wants to know.
Okay, HTTPS is the most or let us say an established uh, uh, protocol. Okay, and I would recommend that this is what has should be followed. HTTP is HSTS is a strict transport security. It's a web security policy mechanism that helps to protect websites against man in the middle attacks. But finally, it is HTTPS, which is the industry standard and which we should be following.
Sure, we'll take a couple of questions and then we wind up in the interest of time.
So, what is the top cybersecurity concern current businesses face today?
The top security concern which my company as well as others are have suffered is a
Yes,
ransomware attack.
Uh, it was quite inaudible.
ransomware attack.
Oh.
Yeah, ransomware attack. Am I audible now?
Yes, yes,
Yes,
you
sir.
are
Yeah.
audible, sir.
Yeah, yeah. So the hot thing on cyber attacks by the bad guys is ransomware attack. What is it that they do? They typically take the ID of a valid person. They sneak into your network and then they sit there quietly, okay, for the right time. And during the time where they are sitting, what they do is they infiltrate other computers, other servers, and they start encrypting the data there within those servers. And once they do that, then that's when the company wakes up. Hey, I'm not able to read this data anymore. This server is not available. So they have, when they encrypt, they hold the keys. The bad guys hold the keys, and then they will tell the company that, hey, only if you pay me certain amount of money, I will open the key for you. So this is the thing that is going on. And actually, there is something called a dark web. You know, you have
Yes,
this
sir.
wide
Yes.
internet, and then you have this dark web. So and all these things happen in the dark web, and then the ransom is collected in bitcoins, and then it is shared. So I do not know who attacked Twitter. That also happened through insider attack, and I do not know how much money Twitter is paying.
So yes, I
That is
was
quite
sitting
good.
with someone very senior in the cyber security, and even they have uh, at times they need to pay to people in some countries. Specifically, he named me. I don't want to name that country, but they ask a huge amount to just unlock the iPhone. So all
Yes.
definitely the carrier into the good cyber security is always there, but there's also possibility in the dark web. So,
Yeah,
but
yeah. and those folks are also super brilliant cyber guys, but doing bad things.
So it is very important that where the direction of your weapon is, it should be
Yeah,
always towards the person who's attacking rather than towards yourself, because all these dark web and other things finally don't land up to a long term career. At times you
exactly.
will be finally caught, because as Subramaniam sir was telling that when you enter cyber media, your footprints will be traced today or tomorrow. You cannot just hide out and you cannot just get away. There's always a mechanism to trace you back, maybe today, tomorrow, or in 1 month or 1 year. So forensic cyber science is very updated, and the country and the world today needs India's brain power to protect not only India but the world with the coming cyber attacks. Cybersecurity is not something an extended arm of an IT wing, but it is to be an included package in all the products being supplied to customers. And I don't think any customer today would be requesting a service without a cyber security bundle into it, or security measures not in place. So there are a lot of technical questions coming in, but to generalized, we would like to now sum up, and in the interest of time and our viewers, we really thank you. Cybersecurity has been an upcoming field, and Subramanian sir today has given a basic awareness about what cybersecurity is, how it works, what are the different levels, what are the different types of cybersecurity operations available, how what is required to be expert in cybersecurity, what different roles within the organization presently are available, what is the future holding. We also touched upon the online courses like Udemy and others, and the basic minimum expectation also from a cybersecurity expert was very elaborately and explained to the students for the interest, those who want to be a cybersecurity expert. And taking forward, we tried to take some Q&A. Cybersecurity is a very vast topic, and the speaker like Subramaniam sir, who has been a person who has crafted a lot of cybersecurity policies and have been seeing them growing in years and years, has an ocean of knowledge about it. So putting all the ocean in a glass of water in a glass is not possible just in 1 hour. So, but still, the intentions of Subramaniam sir, I just called him. I really thank Cognizant Technology Solutions for accepting our invite, and being an important player for contributing in Career Pathshala. The interest of companies like Cognizant and Subramaniam sir is to impart whatever knowledge they have of IT, and to make India a stronger IT nation, which is already post COVID, to give its more prominence power to the world of making India a digital super country, a super country which has all the brains and all the will to learn, unlearn, and relearn. And on these notes, I would request Subramaniam sir to have his final concluding words for the students and for the people who want to make a career in cybersecurity. Your final comments and your final words before we conclude, sir.
Okay, sir, Dave, I'm really honored to be talking to you. Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to interact with the students. And on behalf of Cognizant, it's been a privilege spending 1 hour with our students and more importantly, you, sir. So it is indeed a fantastic experience, and we are deeply indebted to you. So my advice to all of the students is have your fundamentals absolutely strong, because in the work field and the study field are very different. Whatever you study will be put into use in your work field, and in your work field, nobody is going to tell you what concept of study you need to apply. Okay, so that depends upon your individual intelligence, and And your career growth depends upon your effective communication, quick thinking, and very good aptitude. Aptitude is reflected in how well you have understood the fundamentals. I have given one or two examples, right? So, cybersecurity is not a static field. It keeps on increasing in its complexity on a daily basis, and that complexity should not help us lose interest, but that complexity should help us drive our learning, and that complexity should help us in doing more and more interesting stuff. And cybersecurity definitely allows you to keep your learning pace on. It will always keep you interested. It will always challenge you to get the best out of you. Okay, and the rewards are very fulfilling, as I said earlier, and I have shown also. If you are able to prevent a cyber attack against your company or against your college, then you are the real hero. There are very few people who can actually do that. So the thrill is always there, the excitement is always there in this field, and it is also accompanied with a fat paycheck. So it's a very good field to be in.
So be the Avengers of tomorrow and save the world from cyber attack. Probably
Yes.
the Marvel news story would be on cyber attack, and maybe it would be all about, who knows, that the next big Marvel movie would be on cyber attack, and how the Avengers, the new Avengers, Avatar has could be someone like an Iron Man, or Hulk could be a cyber security person who just changes things. So we watched so many thriller movies. So we thank you, sir, and we express our gratitude for you coming all the way. It was a great opportunity to hear you, and personally for me to connect with you again. And sir is also into the academic advisory board of quite a good number of colleges, universities, guiding academia to grow up. It is all a giving back to society. A huge respect to people like you, a true Indian born Indian citizen who would like India to flourish, grow, and give back to their society the best what they can. And it's not an easy job, just uh, to hold the position like yours. I think the 1 hour, 17 minutes live we were, and 5 minutes before the session, you might have got a good number of emails, messages, which after this you will be responding. But on behalf of the student fraternity, a high respect and thanks and gratitude to you, sir, for coming back and sharing your experience. Big thanks to Cognizant for uh, helping us to reach out to you, and your kind gesture for the students will definitely be an encouragement for students to look upon cybersecurity as a career of choice, as a career of future. And I will definitely look at students just meeting you in Pune office and shaking hands and telling that I heard you in Career Pathshala, sir. I was looking at you, and it was a great day. Taking a selfie and putting it on the Facebook page. But I am with the person who taught me, who ignited and gave a confidence to me that I can be a cybersecurity expert. So Career Pathshala is bringing lot of dronacharyas to Eklavya, who is sitting at home in internet, in online fashion, learning and believing in themselves that yes, whatever engineering field I am, and whether my faculty is there or not, these type of sessions will give you a passion and inspiration to do something differently. And from there you can take guidance from us. Please register at www.citop.in. The registrations are not closed, those who have not registered. And also any of your queries, please send to careerpathshala2020 at gmail.com. We will try to reach out to the experts and get back to you. Let's create a possible environment of learning. Learning is not restricted to classrooms. Learning is all about your will to learn. And all this, what is happening with the support of all colleges, all UVA colleges across India, the industry body like CI coming up and helping only and only with the support of industries like Cognizant. And this is all for students like Shreya, who is here, and she can now feel that just this 1.5 hours of interacting with personalities like Subramaniam sir is something which will give you a positive mindset about believing in your future and creating it for you, for this, for your business, for your family, and for India as a country. So final comments from Shreya before we log off and say goodbye to our honorable guest and the speaker for the day. We would definitely want Subramaniam sir to come back again and again, not only in a technology form but on a lighter note also, sir.
Sure,
So
sir.
So
thank you
Many
so
Shreya,
much
thanks to
for
you.
yes,
Many thanks to
yes.
you,
thank you so
sir, for having me, and many thanks, Shreya, for being a fantastic host and a great student. So,
thank you
thanks a
so much,
lot.
sir,
I am
for
really,
guiding us.
it's a privilege to be talking to all of you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Shreya, your final note before we sign off. You are the
Thank you
career
so
partner.
much.
We are here for you guys.
Thank you so much for guiding us in the right direction, sir. I'm sure all of the viewers who are watching us can implement this in some way in our lives. It has been really a great day today.
Great. So thank you so much, sir, and all the viewers who have
Sure.
registered.
My pleasure.
Your registration is there, Dilip Gaur. You don't worry about that. In case you feel anything, do write to Career Pathshala. Thank you so much, sir. Signing off for the third day of Career Pathshala. We really thank Subramaniam sir, and we hope that his words, his wisdom, his passion, you can reach out to him on his LinkedIn account and just tag and say thank you, sir, for being here at Career Pathshala. Thank you so much, sir. Do take care. Namaskar,
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you, sir. Thanks. Thanks, everybody. Have a nice time. Thank you.